Well, I'm trying to go for a ride. I don't know if you guys you didn't really get a good view of this. I ended up scrapping the video I made of me reconfiguring my battery setup. But that's what I'm working with now because 2 of my batteries died. I got them on there about as best as I think I could. So this is the first time I've tried riding it since I have it set up this way, so we'll see what happens. First of all, I gotta see if I can get on the bike and straddle the middle without hitting anything. Oh, wait a minute. Just like I normally do it. Turn this on. Okay, that's good. Alright. Let's see what happens. A little snug, but I fit. Alright, here we go. Let's try this shit out. Don't know how far this ride's gonna be. I've been up all night, pretty sleepy feeling right now. But I wanted to make sure I was gonna be able to get up and test this thing. I was supposed to ride it last night, but I just was like not really up for a ride because I had stayed up the night before to get up and work on this in the morning yesterday, and I had trouble sleeping all day. I couldn't fall asleep. I kept like falling asleep and waking up and falling asleep and waking up. You know how that goes sometimes. So I determined because so I got the newer 48 volt 20 amp hour hooked up in the back and the older 48 volt 15 amp hour hooked up in the front. What I'm going to try to do is primarily use the front motor for accelerating and going up hills and stuff and getting up to speed, and then just letting go of that throttle and just using the rear motor. My stomach was kind of hitting this bag I have in the middle, though. I thought that might happen. I just thought I'm as tall as I am, or I wouldn't be able to do this setup. I did the jiggle test on the battery just now, on the middle battery, to make sure it's on there pretty secure. It's using Gorilla double-sided mounting tape to hold it on there. And you kind of have to let it cure, kind of like you do with like JB Weld or some shit. You don't want to like put it on there and then like stress it for a little while. Let's see if this guy stops or just... Yeah, there we go. Oh, fuck. I better not have just broken the spoke, man. It's a brand new wheel. I've ridden on it one time. I heard something pop. Cool thing is, with this battery configuration, I'm able to use most of my rear rack now. So the battery, my tool bag is back down on the rack now, as opposed to being sitting on top of the batteries. And I went from using 4 bungee cords to 2 to hold it on there. So. And the batteries that died were the Shark style battery and the frame battery, so I decreased the weight of the bike by about 20 pounds. So I took those out and off. And then all the extra wire harness I had on there for them. So. But you know, it's so nice working with batteries that have like power switches, so like when you go to plug them into the controller, they don't spark and scare the crap out of you, especially when you have an anxiety disorder. I was always so anxious about plugging in batteries that didn't have an on-off switch or a key. Yeah, like I started doing my battery switch around yesterday, and I didn't turn the camera on for a half hour. I caught it, said, oh shit, turned it on. And like 4 minutes into it being on, I bumped the on-off button somehow, the record button. I have no idea how I did that, because where it is, it's not exactly easy to bump it. And then but I have at the time I had no idea when I had actually bumped it, so I turned it back on for like the last 4 minutes of the video. And then I went inside to review the camera footage and realized, oh hey, look, I recorded 8 minutes of a 2-hour project. So I just deleted it, because even when I was trying to point out what I did to the battery at the end, I forgot to adjust the camera down to point at the bike to get like the whole, like what I had done. And I said, well, that's kind of a waste. I'm not going to upload that. Electric had contacted me yesterday via email about the frame battery being malfunctioning, defective. And I went ahead and told them, hey, I tested it this morning and it didn't work. But they want me to test it with a multimeter, but I don't have a multimeter. So I don't have the money to go buy a multimeter. I'm kind of super broke right now. If I bought one, I'd have to buy like an analog multimeter, you know, the kind with a needle. I mean, I have like $13 in my Amazon account, but I need that for other stuff, possibly, so. So I lost well, technically the frame battery had died a while ago. Like I've been saying, it hasn't been working right for a while. I think it just died quite a while back, or at least it quit discharging quite a while back. But since I had the other battery parallel to it, I didn't know it wasn't discharging. And then the other battery died when I was riding home on that flat tire. Seriously? You don't even stop, you just fucking Prius asshole. I had to go around a bunch of rocks and dirt in the bike lane, so that guy decides to go around me when there's a car coming towards us. And then I had to swerve over real fast. It's like, what the fuck, dude? I kind of want to actually full throttle with both of these batteries initially, because I need to see. I know that the older battery is not going to have as much juice for the whole ride, so I need to see exactly about how much consistent throttle I can give it before I need to start like babying it. My bike definitely feels 20 pounds lighter. I'm guessing that's about the amount of weight of both of those batteries. Maybe 14 pounds, I don't know. It felt like they're about 10 pounds each when I picked them up together. See, what happened with that front battery is when I was riding home with the flat tire, I discharged it to the point where it shut off. And it's an older battery, and I guess it was just too much for the battery, so it just gave up the ghost and died all the way. It won't even take a charge. Like the charger keeps clicking on and off when I plug it into it, so it's just shot. So technically, if you think about it, I decreased the weight of the carrying capacity of this bike by 60 pounds. I mean, what it has to carry, because I lost 40 and I shaved 20 pounds off the bike. Water hazard. I don't know why they just don't officially turn this shoulder into a bike lane and just put like some bike lane symbols in it or something. Well, not to jinx myself, but everything seems to be working pretty well so far. I know better than to say shit like that when I ride. It's like that whole flat tire. I'm like sitting there saying, oh, I'm not going to make any shorts out of this video because nothing really interesting happened. And I go about a half a mile and get a flat tire. What are the fucking odds, right? And yeah, you're just going to turn you and your fucking trailer, fucking San Bernardino Unified School District asshole. Jesus Christ, I had to slow down and brake, man. Goddamn fucking city worker. Well, I have already dropped the bar on the rear battery. That sucks. I'm definitely going to have a diminished range now. I'm telling you, this front motor is supposed to be a 1,000 watt motor, but it's so weak. I got a 15 amp hour battery hooked up to it. I've pretty much been running the motors full throttle, both of them. And I've lost a bar on the rear battery. And I haven't lost a bar on the front battery. On a battery that's like 3 years old and been used quite a lot. And then the rear motor is supposed to be a 500 watt motor with like a 750 watt peak or something shit like that. Maybe more, I don't know. All I know is it peaks closer to 1200 watts. The monitor is right when it's reading the watt hours or the watts that's actually being used. Now the fun part, riding into the sunlight. Well, that's a little high. It's not too bad if I kind of duck my head down a little. Maybe I should use that $13 and buy a cheap pair of sunglasses. Again, though, I'm having a hell of a time trying to find a pair of sunglasses that aren't polarized, because if I get polarized lenses, I'm not going to be able to see my middle monitor. It doesn't. This middle monitor doesn't work with polarized lenses. You can't see it with those kinds of sunglasses. I mean, I should still be able to do my like long 15-mile rides with these two batteries. know, what is it with like, like with me, I got these dual sport tires to like get less flat tires, and it's every time I hit like a nail or something that pops these tires, it always goes, it bypasses the knobbies. It bypasses the knobbies and goes right between the knobbies and goes through the soft part of the tire. It's like that's just, I hate that shit. It's like, if that nail or whatever had hit the knobbies, it probably would have just fucking bounced off and flung off somewhere. But it went between them and popped the damn tire or the tube. I still need to like use the slots on the bottom of this middle battery case and daisy chain some zip ties through it around the bottom of the frames for some added secureness, and then maybe run some through the slots that are facing the steer tube, and kind of run them through and around it, but not super tight, so that I can still steer and shit without any impedance. You know what I mean? That's what I had to do with this bag. I put one of the Velcro straps on it and realized I had it way too tight when I tried to turn and the bag kept moving. I had to loosen it up a little bit. Well, so far the bike, it actually feels really well balanced with the battery set up this way. One thing I noticed when I went to ride the other night, I tried to go for a night ride, and that's when I realized my batteries were dead. I went with just a rear motor, and it kept lurching. Like it didn't want to like give me constant power, and it makes sense because I've never used the newer battery by itself. It's always been in parallel with another battery, and then also using two motors to accelerate, and it just wasn't used to it, and I think that's what was causing it to lurch. The BMS was used to a whole different riding scenario. Now I'm going to be paranoid about this side of the road, because that fucking nail or whatever fell out before I got home, so I have no idea where it fell out. It had to have fallen out along here somewhere, along this route, so I'm always worried I'm going to run over it again. And I feel bad if anybody else already ran it over. Okay, a Paramore song just popped up into my head. I can't remember the name of it though. It's one of the popular ones though. I think it popped up because I was watching some of Billie Eilish's videos, and she was doing like a live show or some shit, and brought the lead singer of Paramore out on stage, and they did like an acoustic song, and it just randomly popped back in my head right now. Well, I've lost 2 bars on the rear battery, and I haven't lost any on the front. that I know of. It may just not be registering that I lost any power. Look at chunks of asphalt. How'd that happen? Gotta remember those are there now. What I'm kind of worried about now is that popping sound I heard earlier. I'm wondering if it's one of the little slots on the new battery, because man, I'm saying, man, that case that's on that new battery had to have been 3D printed, because those things are so weak. Yeah, see, oh man, my rear motor just cut out on me again. What the hell? I don't know. Morning. That lady looks familiar. That's weird. Yeah, my rear motor is cutting in and out still. What the fuck? Maybe this battery was fucking defective. Maybe it's a good thing I did get a refund for it. That sucks. That means I have an old battery and a defective battery. Or a malfunction. God damn it. I just can't win, man. Jesus. Now I may have to switch the batteries back around. Either that or it's like, before, like, I had to switch the rear battery around to a different position because the slot's breaking, and the power button was like kind of jiggling. Maybe the power button's jiggling and like cutting power. I think I'm gonna need to put a piece of tape over it or something to hold it in place. Maybe that'll solve the problem. Because I checked all my cables and stuff when I was working on the bike to make sure everything was all put back together and snug and shit, and nothing came loose other than what I pulled apart. So I remember when I get back home and I get in the driveway, when I step off this bike, I need to be careful not to like slam myself into all the battery and the controller in the middle. So it's like I'm going to be accelerating more with my front motor now than my rear motor, and letting the rear motor catch up. That's just sad. Either that or this new wheel I just put on here, the motor's defective in it. I think I mentioned that even the new wheel I just put on, the rim seam is not sealed all the way. I can see through it too, so I don't know. Oh, look at that, we got road construction ahead. When did they get here? Am I going to be able to get around them? Fuck. Oh, they got a steamy manhole cover or some shit going on. Hopefully I'll be able to go around them. Oh, this is inconvenient, but apparently necessary. And I guess I could go left and go down that way and go home. I want to head home now. Shit. I got more cars. And a bike. And people walking across the street. Screw it. I'm going straight. Going straight, and then I'm going home. I don't like riding down that part of E Street. It's really kind of tore up right there. Alright. Well, everything seems to be working okay other than the rear motor lurching on me because either the battery's having an issue or the motor's not working right. And I gotta get off of here without... Yeah, I can get off of there okay. If I was 40 pounds heavier, I would be having a bit more trouble getting off of there. Okay, cool. One thing I like about these gloves is they're nice, new, and grippy. Now let's see how far I went. 8.6 miles, that's not bad. This was basically just a test ride anyway. What the fuck? Yeah, I couldn't get my monitor to shut off. Alright. It's off. Where's this one at? That's off. Alright. I'm just gonna put this beast away. Maybe I'm gonna name my bike Jason Beastly. That's your new name, bike. Your new name is Jason Beastly. After Jason Priestley. But Beastly. But cooler because it's Beastly, not Priestley. But I'm not going to call my bike Jason Beastly. That'd be weird. It's a lot easier to get my helmet off with these gloves too. Let's get this phone off here before I forget. It's like so shitty feeling the other night when I rode. It's like, oh hey, I left my phone in there, yay. Alright. Okay, where's the plug for this guy at? Gotta figure this out now. Sit me down there. Oh, that was easy. Now though, I gotta figure out which one of these chargers is which. This is... I gotta find the plugs for all this shit now. Fuck. Okay, so that was yanking on that one. So that one is gonna be a pain in the ass to find because it's twisted in all the other ones. This is gonna take a second. That one I don't need anymore. That's the one from the frame battery. So that's this one. Set it on top of there. Now I gotta find out which one of these this one is. Where's this plugged in at? That is gonna be this one, which is gonna be this one. I think this might be my... No, that won't be the 3-prong plug. Shit, this is gonna get annoying. Go over there, buddy. Which one are you? Which one are you? Oh, you're that one. Okay, cool. All right. I was more painless than I thought I was going to be. I was just talking to my chargers, you know, because that's what you do when you're plugging shit in. So remember to let me do my outro the right way. Brain. That was the first test ride of the new battery configuration and placement. It worked out okay, other than some rear latency issues. So it'd be super duper awesome if you could like, subscribe, comment, share, turn on those post notifications. Subscribers, thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate all you. We're up to 606 of you. New subscribers, thank you for getting us to that 606. Random viewers, consider subscribing. If you don't like the long videos, I've got probably close to 1,000 shorts you can peruse through to your heart's content. Oh man, having some severe indigestion issues right now. So anyways, before I go in the house, remember to have a wonderful whatever wherever you are, and I'll see you in my next e-bike ride, maintenance video, cute pet video, maybe cooking video since I can kind of eat food again, or random occurrence in San Bernardino if something's happening when I'm out and about. Okay, bye.